I kind of caught some unexpected free time the weekend that I took the other repeater video, so I spent it driving out well west of Socorro, out towards Magdalena on US 60. West of Socorro, the actual repeater huts have been removed, I think as part of the project to install fiber, reusing that same right of way. I got probably a solid 30 minutes out of town and then realized that I did not bring my camera. So I just recorded this on my phone. It was really windy out there, so the audio is just totally unusable. So I'm going to kind of narrate over this now. This is a good opportunity to take a look at a repeater site that's been, I'll say, partially demolished. The actual metal hut is gone, but the concrete vault is still here. So this gives us an idea of what is under that metal hut. Basically, everything important is underground in the vault, and the metal hatch would provide access. There were a set of conduits you can see there that came up for kind of test equipment, and power supply for kind of work power. The metal hatches have been welded closed on these sites where the huts were removed, so I'm not sure what it would look like down there, but it would definitely take some work with a grinder in order to get in. This site also has these handholds. I'm not super sure what's exactly under these handholds. I think the ones on the side were to provide access to splices. But the one that's inside of the footprint of the hut, I actually think is where the ventilation kind of flexible duct from the blower entered the hut. So it's sort of interesting that that's got that key lock. But the main hatch, I believe, is padlocked or was padlocked closed originally. The kind of stuff that you're seeing around the edge of that hatch are the remains of the big kind of marine watertight door style latches that held that closed. It looks like when they welded it shut, they just kind of ground those off, close, but not really that close to the surface. So this is repeater site L-3W, and you'll see that the direction sign for it that would have been right by the road is actually lying on the ground, kind of over there on the corner. This gate is locked, and I knew another one was open, so it just didn't seem worth climbing. I guess I was feeling lazy that day. But it does give you a pretty good idea of the typical layout of one of these repeater sites when they're right by the roadway rather than in the middle of nowhere. This is just off the road. It's surrounded by this barbed wire fence. You can see the concrete base where the hut would have been mounted, but the hut itself is totally gone. We can just see the hatch into the underground vault there in the middle. And then you'll just notice at the back is the right-of-way marker, kind of at the rear of the repeater site, just like we see at other repeater sites. And that right-of-way continues off both directions. It parallels the highway here, relatively close to it, probably maybe something like 100 feet away from the state highway. The right-of-way is visible here as scarring in the grass. And I mentioned the stout wooden posts that are often used to kind of mark the end of the parking area. Here they are. They got dumped here, I guess. While I'm kind of showing you some odds and ends, something sort of interesting in Socorro, there is this pretty nice looking open wire pole right behind the Holiday Inn Express. All the wires are cut, but it looks totally intact. My guess is that this is probably a point where the open wire route south from Albuquerque had crossed over the highway at the time. And I think when the freeway got built, a lot of the poles got removed, but for whatever reason, this specific one survived. And one last thing, I thought I'd show you kind of one of these splice boxes that are really common out in rural areas. That metal splice pedestal is the same one that you'd see in more urban environments, but it's mounted to these wooden posts. I think they just did that to give it a little more rigidity against blowing over or maybe more so being run over. The markers there are pretty common, at least throughout New Mexico. They basically all look the same. That 4 at the bottom is like a sequence number. It just means this is the fourth splice box. But that MYD2 is seems to be some kind of identifier for this cable.